Wonderful adventure of Star Forest in a mysterious world. There is a magical forest called Star Forest. Every night falls, the trees in the forest will emit a soft light, and some light will come together to illuminate the whole forest, as if the stars are in the forest. As long as you really place your heart under the stars, you will see it. In a small village in the forest, there lives a beautiful little girl named Nini. Nini has a dark and bright eye, and her eyes are as bright as clear lake water. She is full of curiosity, and the world has fantasies. One night, Nini was attracted by a strange light in her sleep, and she stood at the entrance of the Star Forest. Nini was both afraid, but her strong curiosity led her to a mysterious forest. As soon as she stepped in, she was stunned by the beauty in front of her. The wood was glowing with colorful light, and the ground was scattered with shimmering petals, as if it were an illusion carpet. Nini walked forward cautiously, and suddenly, she came to a faint cry. With a sound, Nini took a small spirit. At this moment, it was curled up under a big tree with a small mouth on its wings. Nini was distressed, so she picked up the little spirit and carefully wiped its mouth with her handkerchief. The little spirit looked at Nini gratefully and said in a faint voice, "You, kind little girl, I am a small spirit of the Star Forest, and I was accidentally killed by the evil spirit." Nini said, "What kind of spirit do you want?" The small spirit said, "The monster has always wanted to destroy the Star Forest, and the light in it disappears, so it can heal the forest." Nini said, "I won't let it succeed. I want to help you protect the Star Forest." Under the guidance of Xiaojing, Nini learns that in order to fight the monsters, she needs to find 3 magical spoons. The first spoon is hidden in the depths of the swamp, where there is a thick layer of water, where there is a lot of danger. The second spoon is in the Valley of Fire, where there is a lot of fire and a lot of fire. The third spoon was guarded by the giant who guarded the star. The giant was so tall that he could only get the spoon after completing his test. Nini was trapped and fell. She bravely embarked on a journey to find the spoon with the little spirit. She arrived at the swamp, so heavy that no one could see the way ahead. Nini pulled the little spirit and groped forward carefully. Suddenly, Nini felt like the next time, the whole person was caught in the swamp. She tried her best, but got deeper and deeper. The little spirit rose in a hurry, using its little strength to pull Nini up. Just as Nini felt the hope, the light around her seemed to shine brighter. It was the other little spirits in the Star Forest who felt her plight and were busy. With the efforts of many small spirits, Nini was pulled out. Nini looked gratefully at the good little spirits, and her heart was full of courage. With the help of the little spirits, Nini found the first spoon hidden in the depths of the swamp. The spoon was made of a crystal of light, and the stars were engraved on it. Nini carefully put away the spoon and went out to the Valley of Flames with the little spirits. In the Valley of Flames, there were waves and waves. Nini felt as if she was in a huge fire, and she was sleepy to breathe. In the valley, there were all kinds of fires running, and the flames kept rising. Nini and Xiaojing walked in front of the ground, and suddenly, a huge salamander came out of the middle, blocking her way. The salamander made a big mouth and burst into flames. Nini had to leave, but she remembered her mission to protect the forest, took a deep breath, and mustered the salamander. "Salamander, we don't care. We just want to find the second spoon, fight the monster, and protect the forest." The salamander seemed to understand Nini's words, and its eyes were full of slack, and then slowly lowered and lost the way. Nini and the little spirit traveled through the salamander's field and found the second spoon hidden in the deep valley. The spoon was made of yellow flamestone, emitting a warm light. With the spoon, Nini and the little spirit went to the star. The giant who guarded the star was as tall as a mountain, and he looked at Nini, and his voice sounded like a flood. "Little girl, if you want to get the third spoon, you must give me an answer. What is the greatest power in the world?" Nini thought for a moment and replied, "I have to be brave. Because of courage, I can overcome many obstacles and go to the forest. Because of courage, I can get the help of small experts, and I can also want to protect the forest." The giant smiled and took out a third spoon from his pocket. "Nini, you answered, 'Little girl, I'll give you the spoon. I hope you succeed in fighting the monsters.'" The spoon was made of golden star fragments. Shining with the light of the gods, Nini collected 3 spoons, and she and the little spirit arrived at the nest of the monsters. When the monster saw Nini, it fiercely snapped, "Little girl, how dare you pick on me? Today is the end of your life." Nini was not afraid. She picked up 3 spoons, and the big one, the monster, "Your plan will not succeed. The light of the star forest will never disappear." After finishing, the 3 spoons emitted a strong light, and the light came together to form a big force, which was wrapped in the monster. Under the light of the light, the monsters pained and disappeared into the light. As the monsters disappeared, the light in the star forest became brighter and brighter. The little creatures and the little spirits in the forest all called out, and they were there for Nini, feeling that she had saved the star forest. Nini smiled in her heart. She knew that everything had to be done through courage and the help of friends. Just then, Nini suddenly felt sleepy. She slowly closed her eyes. She opened her eyes again. She was lying in her little bed, with the light shining through the window on her bed. Nini rubbed her eyes and thought, "Is it real?" But anyway, she knew that as long as there is courage and courage in her heart, there is nothing that can stop her. Nini smiled sweetly and entered the room again, looking forward to the next amazing adventure. Since Nini successfully fought against the monster and saved the star forest, the forest is filled with peace. The flowers are more and more beautiful, and each petal is covered with an illusory shimmer, as if it was Nini's heroic deeds. The light of the wood is also brighter and softer, creating a beautiful and charming atmosphere in the forest. Nini has many good friends in the forest, and there are small sprites that can be used. They are the ones who follow Nini and use their wings to touch her with colorful flowers. There are simple and kind little rabbits who follow Nini and share their delicious beards. One morning, a golden glow shone through a gap in the forest floor. Nini was playing in the forest as usual. Suddenly, a low and deep sound broke the silence of the forest. The sound was as if the earth was moaning in pain, and Nini and the little spirit couldn't help but stop, revealing a look on their faces. The little spirits gathered around Nini, their wings trembling slightly, and there was fear in their eyes. One of the little spirits said, "Nini, the sound is so scary. Is there any danger?" Nini was also a little afraid in her heart, but when she thought that she had successfully preserved the star forest, she instantly filled her body. She said calmly, "I'm afraid. Friends, let's go and see what's going on. When we meet, we must be brave." So, Nini and Zhaojing followed the direction of the sound and walked cautiously towards the depths of the forest. Along the way, the familiar forest seemed to be a little unfamiliar. The usual fast singers all settled down now, rustling in the micro, as if they were holding a dangerous letter. After walking for a long time, Nini and others arrived in front of a huge cave. The entrance of the cave was covered by a black hole, and there was a mysterious breath scattered in it. Nini took a deep breath, mustered her courage, and was about to go to the cave when suddenly, a huge black paw stretched out from the cave. The claws were covered with sharp nails, and there was a cold light in the dim light. The little spirit screamed and hid in Nini's body. Nini's heart beat faster, but she didn't retreat. She shouted, "Who are you? Why are you trying to create panic in the cave?" A low and sandy voice in the cave. "Little girl, it's you again. Last time you did something good for me. I won't let you go next time." With a sound, a huge black monster walked out of the cave. It was big and tall. It was covered with hard black blades, each of which was like a shield. Its eyes were like burning flames, emitting a fierce light. Nini looked at it and found that it was the subordinate of the blonde. The monster was beaten, and it has been hiding in the cave. accumulating its strength and trying to win the revenge of the monster. The monster has a bloody mouth, and a black mask is released, which quickly spreads, covering Nini and the little spirit. Nini coughed in the middle, and her eyes hurt from the smoke. She tugged at the hands of the small spirits and said, "Everyone is afraid. We will definitely be able to find a way to beat it." In the middle, Nini suddenly snapped. She remembered that there was a magical light grass in the star forest, whose light could disperse the darkness. Nini said, "Friends, we went to look for the light grass, and its light can be paid for only by the light grass." The small fine people were looking for the light grass in the 4 places. Through the familiarity of the forest, after a lot of hard work, the small fine people found a lot of light grass. They gathered together, and in an instant, a strong light illuminates the whole field, and the black light dissipates under the light. The monster's eyes were pierced by the light, and it roared angrily, dancing its huge claws, and attacking Nini and the little spirits. Nini saw that the monster's weakness was exposed, and immediately pointed to the little spirits. The small spirits are divided into small dogs. Some hold the light grass and dance with the strange dog, using the light to make the strange dog. Some use it to make small but powerful magic to stab the gap of the strange dog. Nini herself also found that she picked up a stick and threw it hard towards the monster's eyes. Under the strength of Nini and the little spirit, the monster couldn't resist. Many mouths came out of its body, and black blood flowed out of its mouth. The monster let out a roar of hope, and finally fell to the ground, and there was no more. Nini and the little spirit called out, and they successfully beat the monster and saved the star forest again. The next time, the friendship between Nini and the little people became deeper, and they also realized that as long as they were single-minded and brave, there were no difficulties that could not be overcome. The little people in the forest learned that Nini had saved everyone again, and they all congratulated her. At night, the star forest held a grand celebration. The wood is shining with colorful light. The little spirits are dancing in the air, and the little creatures are singing quickly. Nini is sitting under the star, and her face is filled with a happy smile. She knows that she is the wonder of the starry forest, and she will always keep the magical forest full of hope.